Hi, it's Dave here at Glebe Garden Centre with some increasingly good weather coming. I thought I'd talk to you today about our range of barbecues. So luckily we've got one here so I can talk to you about them. And first thing to say is this year we are stocking the brand new Leisuregrow Grillstream BBQs. They're brand new on the market this year and it's kind of like a big revolution in barbecuing. Now there are 5 main benefits to Leisuregrow Grillstream barbecues that you won't see on any other barbecues. And the first one I'm going to talk to you about is the heat distribution plate. Now normally if you've had a gas barbecue in the past, what you'll find is the hottest plate of the barbecue is in line with these burners, and in these gaps here the temperature is a little bit cooler. So what they've invented is what they're calling the heat distribution plate. And what this does, this sits underneath the main part of the grill, and what it does, it distributes the heat a lot more evenly around the cooking surface. So rather than having to constantly rotate the food, you should have good cooking temperature all over this griddle. The next thing I need to talk to you about, which is the main part of this barbecue, is reduced fat cooking and no flare-ups, which are kind of linked, but we'll do the reduced fat cooking one first. What we have on here are some tapered grills. I've got one here too. I don't know if you can see that, but the bottom here is a lot taller than the front here. And what happens is when you put your burgers on there, the fat all runs down these grooves here, all the way down to there, and then is channeled away safely down another little channel that runs down the front of the barbecue, and it's all collected in a little box under here. Now there's 2 benefits to that. Number one, obviously there's a lot less fat in your food, which makes it a lot healthier, which is obviously a good thing. And also, for any of you who've cooked on a gas barbecue before, flare-ups. And what flare-ups are is when fat from the food goes through to the naked flame and then you get a bit of a and it all kind of flames up. Because most of the fat is being channeled away, you don't get that, which makes barbecuing one of these barbecues a lot safer. One of the other things to talk about, which I think is great as an amateur barbecuer and not very good at cooking, is this little logo here on the knobs. It's like 2 wavy red lines, which is the Grillstream logo. And when you put these knobs on there, that is what Leisuregrow defined as the optimum cooking temperature for most barbecue food. So sausages, burgers, chicken, that kind of thing. That is the best temperature for cooking that kind of food. Before you start cooking, you should turn your barbecue on for 5 or 10 minutes to get it up to temperature. And if you just put it on that setting, by the time you come to cook, it'll all be the right temperature. What you tend to find is normally when you put some food on a gas barbecue, it either goes shh and goes mental, or nothing happens. You'll find that you'll just put the food on that temperature and you'll just hear it and go, yeah, that's about right. And with that, you just get perfectly cooked food. Just because you're not going to burn it, you're not undercooking it, it's just going to be really nice and tasting really good. Now, a fringe benefit of this optimum cooking temperature is when they were trying to figure out what is the optimum cooking temperature, they realised that the amount of gas being pumped into the barbecue is too much to achieve that temperature. So just below here is like the equivalent of an electrical transformer, which lessens how much gas is going into the barbecue by 30%. So you're going to use 30% less gas while cooking with these barbecues. Okay, so those are the 5 main major benefits of Leisuregrow Grillstream barbecues. I'm going to talk about a bit more about barbecuing in general now and a few common questions we get asked. And the first one I'm going to talk about is cleaning your barbecue. Now there's 2 schools of thought with this, and it kind of depends on how hygienic you like to be. Some people like to clean all these bits after every barbecue use. And with Grillstream barbecues, all these small bits of components that I was showing you earlier, like the Grillstream grills and the heat dispersion plate, they can all go in a dishwasher. So it's nice and easy if you've got a dishwasher, or you can just scrub it with like a wire brush, which is like the traditional barbecue cleaning method. Or the other school of thought is pretty much like a wok. You don't clean it at all, you leave all the food on there, and then when you're turning your barbecue on for 10 minutes before you're cooking, all the bacteria and everything basically just gets burnt off, and you can just put your food on straight away. Another question we get asked a lot is this, the cooking hood. Do I need this? What is this for? This is basically a roasting lid, and the only use for this is if you're roasting meat. You could do a joint of beef in there, or a chicken, or anything. One of the accessories that Leisuregrow sell is a rotisserie, which just basically puts a spit across there and it can slowly turn, and that's a perfect way to cook food. And that is basically all the hood is for. You don't need to put the hood down if you're cooking burgers or sausages, it's just purely for roasting. And also, my personal opinion is the only reason that these are popular is because it's very much like a car bonnet, and blokes like to stand there and do this while they're all gathered around drinking beer. Just makes you feel a bit more manly while you're boozing. Third point I want to cover is covering your barbecue. During the summer, when it tends to be dry and not raining, you're probably alright just leaving the barbecue outside. But over winter, you really should be putting a cover over it or bringing it into your shed or garage, just to basically keep it clean, so when you come to use it when we get a bit more good weather, it's all ready to go, and also just make it last a bit longer, especially if you've got a wooden trolley. We've got a good selection here at Glebe Garden Centre. We've got different size barbecues, 3, 4 burners, etc. And I think they go up to about 8 burners if you're really into your barbecue and entertaining a lot of people. Prices start from $249.99. We've got them all in stock, so I'd purchase them now before we have a flurry when the good weather hits straight away. The other thing to say about barbecues is all of them come with regulators, and all of them come with lengthy warranties. I think the shortest one we have is 10 years. Right, thank you for listening. If you've got any more questions, give us a call, come in store and ask for myself or Bernard, or you can drop us an email or a message on the website or on Facebook or Twitter. Just get in touch and ask us any questions. There's always someone here who can answer your questions, and hopefully we'll get some good weather and eat some good food. Cheers, thank you for listening.